What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. We're back here today on an NBA 2K24 here for another rebuild, as today we're going to be doing the Brooklyn Nets. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you are new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. We're actually on the road right now to 40,000 subs, and we're like less than 500 away from getting there. And of course, our goal is to reach it before this year is over. So if you've not subbed and want to help us reach that goal, that'd be greatly appreciated. But as I said, today we're going to be rebuilding the Brooklyn Nets, which are the team is a very interesting team in the East. Let's just say that. Of course, they have fully moved on from the Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving era. They brought in James Harden at one point. It was just a mess. It became a drama-filled team, and I'm glad they're away from that, and they kind of have control of their team now. The problem is, though, what is the ceiling of this roster? Like, what is the ceiling of this roster? Because there's a lot of guys that a lot of teams would love to have, but them all together on one team, I'm not really sure how far this roster can go. Like I said, there's a lot of interesting players here. Obviously, I think every single team in the league would love to have Mikal Bridges. There's been a ton of offers for him. The Nets have said no on everything. Claxton has became a really good center for them. Dinwiddie, Cameron Johnson, Dorian Finney-Smith, one of the better 3-and-D wings in the league. There's a lot of guys here that teams would be lining up for, but them all conjumbled together, what is the ceiling of this roster is the question. So if we look at the rotation going to year one, we have Dinwiddie, Mikal, Cameron Johnson, Finney-Smith, Claxton, Watford, Cameron Thomas, Lonnie Walker, and then Ben Simmons, of course, as well. And then you have the two rookies in Clowney and Dariq Whitehead. But since they are at the bottom of the rotation, we're going to go ahead and start this off with sending both of them to the G League. Now, for today's video, I am going to be experimenting again with injuries off. Now, yes, if you watched yesterday's video, you know why. That I don't even have to explain it. Why we're playing with injuries off again. There was a few of you in the comments yesterday that were just telling me maybe we should just turn them off again. We'll experiment with it today. If there's some people that are still, if there's people out there that are upset that I have them off now and you enjoyed having them on, let me know down in the comment section below. Today we're going to have them off, and I'll just kind of fill out the comment section on what we should do going forward. Maybe I should create a poll on it because I feel like it's going to be like a 50-50 split. I don't know. I don't know. We'll just see how it goes today. But we're going to go ahead and simulate year number one. One thing I know I have to do is I have to move Mikal Bridges' shot tendency up because it's pretty low. Obviously, what we saw last year, his shot tendency is going to be way higher. So we'll move it up to a 91. Other than that, I will see you guys at the end of year one. And we're going to see what 2K thinks of this Brooklyn Nets squad. Today's video is brought to you by PrizePicks. PrizePicks is a player props app that allows you to choose the overs or unders on the players you love watching. It's available on mobile or desktop. If we turn over to the left monitor here, they pretty much have every sport you can imagine. They have esports, MMA, NFL, and of course, basketball will be back soon as well. But basically, you choose any stat that you want. You can choose between 2 to 6 players, and you're going to go the over or the under. It's that simple. You don't have to play anybody else. It's just you against the projections. Right now, PrizePicks is going to match your deposit dollar for dollar. If you use that link down in the description below, use code Crushables, matching your deposit up to $100. Thank you, PrizePicks, for sponsoring today's video. Also, as I told you guys in the last one, a tool that I'm using this year on my PrizePicks is I'm using DGF's Fantasies Optimizer. They basically do the math for you. They go ahead and give you the percentage chance that this prop can hit for you if you're going to win or not. And it's just profitable long term. So this is a tool I'm using. If you want to go ahead and use this tool as well, link to that tool is down in the description below. Use code Crushables to sign up there. Thank you guys so much to PrizePicks and DGF for sponsoring today's video. So here's up the trade deadline as we're currently 25-25 on the season. We're at the 10th seed in the East at the moment, and I kind of wonder if we can buy on someone here at the deadline to bring them onto the team. It would be fun if we could. So here's the idea I kind of have. Now, obviously, the obvious one we could go for is Portland's Damian Lillard. Him and Mikal Bridges are great friends. Dame has not been traded to the Miami Heat yet. We can match salary with Ben Simmons and we can get Dame on the team. I think we get him pretty easily right now. Problem with doing that, though, is I've done it in the past, which is why I kind of don't want to do it. Another one I find kind of interesting, I think he'd fit on the team really well because I think we could hide his miscues on defense. That's Trae Young, man. Trae Young, I think, could come over here. We have plenty of perimeter defenders around him. I think he could work out very well here. So I am going to try for Trae Young here at the trade deadline. We're going to try to make a big move right off the bat. Obviously, there's been some drama with Trae Young and the Hawks as well. So maybe there is a world where Trae Young eventually requests a trade. Right now, they're rebuilding. I think we go ahead and try to see if we can convince the Hawks to give us Trae Young here. So obviously, we have some draft picks as well that we could throw in this trade. So if I offered Ben Simmons 2 firsts, and let's say we also are willing to offer whatever young players like Noah Clowney, and then you give me like Garrison Matthews, and then we'll give you another first, and then let's say a 76ers first as well. let's just try this first. Let's just try 3 first, Noah Clowney, Ben Simmons for Trey. What do you say? They agree. We got Trae Young. Trae Young is a Brooklyn Net. So we go ahead and make a big move at the deadline. Trae Young, Mikal Bridges, Cameron Johnson, Faye Smith, Claxton. I love it. I think this is going to work out very well. So let's go ahead. Do we want to invest any more? No, I think we're good. I think we'll roll with this rotation for the rest of the year. Looks pretty good in my opinion. Obviously, we're going to have to resign Dinwiddie. We could move on from him as well, though. He's an expiring contract. Now that we have Trae Young here, let's see what we get for him. I'm just going to look just to be on the safe side and see if there's anything good that maybe we could take. We could get Lonzo. That'd be fun. LeVert and Rubio, Norman Powell. We can bring LeVert back to Brooklyn. Norman Powell, Marcus Smart, Clint Capella. Of course, there's some good offers here, but Robinson Hartenstein's interesting. But I think we're just going to go ahead and roll with what we got. Let's just keep simulating. I think we look pretty good here. Let's just see how the rest of the season goes for us. At the end of year 1, Joel Embiid wins MVP. Victor Wembanyama is your Rookie of the Year. Chris Paul, 6 man. Claxton wins Defensive Player of the Year. So that's going to be big because obviously he's on a contract year, so that should only raise his value. Paul Reed, Most Improved, and Anthony Edwards, Clutch Player of the Year. Here's Joel Embiid, first team. All NBA second team. Do we get Trae Young making it, which is great, and then all NBA third team. Do we get like Mikal Bridges here as well? Unfortunately, we do not. But we are in the play-in, so unfortunately for us, even despite trading for Trae Young at the deadline, it didn't work out all the way. We're a play-in team. We still have more work we can do, so I'm not too worried about it. But let's go ahead and see if we can get into the playoffs. We are going to lose to the Pacers. Wow. And then we're going to play the Cleveland Cavaliers. Do we beat them? Yes, we do. So we're in the playoffs. We play the 76ers in round 1. So this is a rematch from last year. Of course, the Nets and 76ers matched up last year. Things look a little different with Trae Young being here, but I don't think we're taking down the Sixers in year 1. I highly doubt it. Actually, we're up 2-1 on them. So there is a world where this could happen. Let's go Simcast and see if we can win game 4 as well to take down the 76ers and have like a triumphant run here in year 1 and just absolutely put the 76ers in the dirt. It's looking good right now, but they could come back at the very end, and they do. Of course they do. Why wouldn't they? So, man, we could have buried them 3-1, and they come back at the very end. All right, we're going to start with a good lead here as well. Now, the question is, can we hang on to it this time? It doesn't look like it. The 76ers are getting closer and closer, and we are going to hang on this time. 3-2 lead for us. Game 6. Oh, no, game 7. All right, game 7, give less minutes to Dinwiddie. Whatever we need to do, I would love nothing more than to upset the 76ers in the first season. That would be such a great start to this rebuild. And we are going to have a good lead, but we had that in the other game, and obviously we blew it. But I think we're going to keep this one. And we are. Wow, we take down the 76ers in year 1 and are the 8th seed. And we take down the 1st seed. We get the Boston Celtics. Calls the We Believe Nets. Obviously, we're not the Warriors, but the We Believe Nets. So Trae Young, Mikal, we know what we look like, but I was trying to look what the Celtics look like. So yeah, the Celtics, I don't imagine a world where we lose to them. Their bench is kind of lackluster, but yeah, I don't think we lose to them. Or I don't think we win. Sorry, that's what I'm trying to say. I don't think we win this series. So yeah, we get swept. No surprise there. But the fact that we took down the 76ers is quite impressive because I think we still have more work to do. You have Russell Westbrook, Conference Finals MVP for the Western Conference, and Tatum, Eastern. And let's go ahead and see who wins. We're going to have the Celtics go on to beat the Clippers in 5 games. So obviously for us, our draft pick is going to go ahead and convey over to that over to the Rockets from the James Harden trade. That's why we're not trying to tank today because obviously we don't own our future picks. Hornets get number 1, so they get to add another talent to that team. Staff signing Jack Vaughn. I mean, he just got us to the 2nd round. Other than that, our whole coaching staff is completely empty. Wow. So we got Trae Young already. We can still do more, though. I'm going to go ahead and fill out this coaching staff really quickly because, yeah, it's a clean slate at this moment. So we got to bring some bodies in, and we'll figure out what we're going to do next after this. So unfortunately for us, we don't have a draft pick this offseason, so we're not going to worried about the draft, obviously. Garrison Matthews, who we got in the Trae Young trade, we're going to accept it for some trade value or for some salary, I guess, in trades. But free agency, of course, the big one is Nicholas Claxton. Just had a really good season. We got to bring him back. So we are going to be his number 1 offer, so that should be secured. So that's great. Now, we can still sign another player, it looks like. I don't think we can sign anybody crazy, even though it's showing that. Once we sign Claxton, that's going to go away. But I think we should try to sign a backup 5 or a forward, it looks like. I think backup centers are, like, really important. So I think we're going to go for a backup 5. And Paul Reed, sorry, that's Bol Bol. Why did I think that was Paul Reed? I'm such an idiot. Mo Bamba or Bol Bol. I mean, Bol Bol is a 78 overall. Xavier Tillman, I wouldn't hate as well as Zach Collins, who I got in the last video. So I don't really want to do that today. Jalen Duren is here, which is something that even shouldn't even be the case. Isaiah Hardenstein, though. Actually, we're going for Isaiah Hardenstein. Really cheap. So we're going to bring in Claxton and Isaiah Hardenstein. That's going to be 2 really good backup 5s. And I got to make sure we can get Dinwiddie back as well. We still can, I think. So we're going to offer him a contract. So we're going to sign all 3 of them. So we got all 3 of them secured. So Dinwiddie is back, and we still have the ability to sign another really solid player left available as well. So we have Jordan Nwora, we have Kyle Anderson, we have Joe Harris, Jayshawn Tate, Cameron Reddish, we have Luke Kennard, we also have Grayson Allen, Malik Beasley, and then we could sign a backup point guard as well, and like Jalen Newell. Okay. What do we want to use this on? So Dinwiddie is back. We have Cameron Thomas still as our backup too, and then Dariq Whitehead in the future. No small forward, no power forward. So it looks like we need to go ahead and sign a forward 100%. So good forwards we can sign. Jayshawn Tate makes sense. Torian Prince makes some sense. And then Slow-Mo or Jordan Nwora. I think Jordan Nwora, being 25 years old, already has 77 overall. I'm going for Jordan Nwora. I think he's going to be the best bang for my buck right now. So we're going to go for him. And then I could sign Oladipo. I could sign Osman to the team. I'm going to sign Osman as well to a minimum. Why not? So we'll sign him. And are we going to do anything else is the question. Covington, Zeller as a 3rd string center, I don't hate. So we're going to go for him. Now, am I going to make another trade this offseason is the question. So we still have some assets left. Or do I just kind of want to evaluate with some of these young players coming in? So like we traded, who did we trade? We traded Noah Clowney, right? So we traded Noah Clowney away, so we don't have him anymore. We have 4 centers now. I forgot about Darren Sharp, so I didn't even need Zeller, but whatever. Nora, and then Osman we brought in, and then Dariq Whitehead, who's 6'7", so theoretically we could move him to the 3, which will actually, let's go and do that right now. I think he could maybe eventually play some small forward minutes here soon, especially with him going up to 74 already. That's a great sign. Osman may not even play this year. We'll see. But let's just see how this goes. The one thing I would do was trade Dinwiddie. So we're going to just go to player progression and see how progression looks. So progression, Trae Young is down for whatever reason. Bridges is down, or up, sorry. Johnson's up. Thomas is up. Hartenstein is up. Dariq White up to a 76 overall, so develops insanely crazily. Obviously, that kind of helps when we move him to small forward. So he's ready to contribute right away, and then Darren Sharp is up as well. So some of the young guys we have are developing really nicely. Now, again, is there anything I want to do? Part of me wants to trade Dorian Finney-Smith. Literally no reason other than 2K just doesn't love him that much. It just doesn't really seem to ever work out with him. I love him in real life, but in 2K, he just doesn't do that great. So I almost feel like we could just go ahead and trade for a good forward right now and just kind of get Dorian Finney-Smith out of the way, although I do like him a lot in real life, like I said. In 2K, he doesn't get a ton of respect. So part of me just wants to go ahead and move on from him right now, but we could be patient and just wait and kind of see how things go first. So I think we'll do that approach. We'll wait. Maybe at the trade deadline, if things aren't going like all that great, then maybe we can move on from Finney-Smith. But for now, we'll give him a chance. Let's load our draft class. Let's go look at this rotation. Now, unfortunately for us, 2K is not very high on our roster. Power ranking is going to be at 29th overall. So a little disappointed by that. I don't know why. I feel like this team on paper looks pretty good in my opinion, but 2K does not think so. So Trae Young, Mikal as a backcourt fits like pretty seamlessly in my opinion. I think Mikal Bridges would be the best guy you could put next to Trae Young. Cameron Johnson, Dorian Finney-Smith, Claxton. We also could, in theory, trade, we could trade Dorian Finney-Smith, move Mikal over to the 3, Johnson to the 4, and have like a new shooting guard come in. So that might not be the worst idea in the world. So we could do that maybe. It just kind of depends what's available. Dariq Whitehead at the moment isn't getting any minutes, which kind of sucks. I do want him to play. Do I send him to the G League again, though, is the question? I don't know. 3.5 balanced. He's not, I mean, yeah, since we have injuries off today, we might as well just go ahead and send him to the G League again. He's going to get even better going into next year, so he'll be ready to contribute, or we can still move him at the deadline if we need to. We'll just kind of feel things out. Right now, as I said, 2K is not high on us. We'll just see how the simulation goes. There's a good chance we're stopping the deadline to make a move, but we'll just kind of see what 2K thinks. So we're stopping the trade deadline as we're 22-28 on the season. Right now, currently, I want to make a trade. I want to go ahead and push us over the top, because right now I'm pretty disappointed with how things are going. I don't want to be 6 games under 500. I want to be a contender. I feel good about Trae Young, Mikal, Claxton, but the rest of the roster, I'm okay with moving on from if we need to. So the main thing I would like to upgrade is either the shooting guard or the small forward spot, and that's kind of where I'm at. Obviously, we could slide things around if we need to. Lineup's pretty versatile. So getting Tatum is going to be nearly impossible. Donovan Mitchell, I mean, in theory, Mitchell could maybe be available, but I don't know what the Cavs are doing right now. They're most likely contending, which is going to be hard to get him, unfortunately. Jaylen Brown, Kyrie Irving, Maxey. I'm not bringing Kyrie back to Brooklyn, obviously, but Power Hero, always a cheat code in 2K, just really damn good. Brandon Ingram, maybe he would be available. But another guy I'm kind of thinking of, which I think could be a lot of fun, and I think could make a ton of sense. OG Anunoby, man, 12 points, 37% from the field. Now, obviously, you have Trae Young, who is a negative on defense, but imagine we had OG and Mikal around him. I mean, the defense around him is going to be perfect. So I kind of want to see if I can snag OG from the Raptors. I want to see if I could do it. I don't know what they're going to say, but let's talk to him because obviously we have the capital to convince them, and he got extended. So let's go ahead and see if we can talk to them about maybe doing something like this. So if I traded Dinwiddie, who they kind of need a point guard anyway. So let's see if we did Dinwiddie and Daron Sharp. I'm cool with Daron Sharp, trading Daron Sharp. And I'll trade, of course, some first that the Raptors were looking for because, you know, Masai Ujiri is a psycho and wants a lot for OG. So Dinwiddie, Sharp, 2 first for OG. What do you say? This might be a lot, but I think this is going to be perfect. This is exactly what you kind of want around Trae Young. Defensively, we'd be absolutely nasty. So this is what I kind of want to do. Or instead of maybe Dinwiddie, instead we can maybe throw in Dorian Finney-Smith instead. And let's say we did Finney-Smith and 2. Actually, I guess we're going to need Sharp in the trade, unfortunately. Or someone. Let's say we threw like Zeller in there instead. Let's see what they say to this. So Zeller is 2-star trade value. 2 first, Finney-Smith for OG. They're not going to agree to that. Of course they don't. Why would they? Let's also throw a couple seconds. See if that changes their mind at all. They don't agree. So let's try Daron Sharp again. And let's see what they say. So Daron Sharp back in the trade. And they're going to agree. 2 seconds. What do you say to that? They're not going to agree. Okay. We'll try instead Dinwiddie again. Daron Sharp, I'm going to go ahead and go back to Zeller. See if that changes anything. Zeller. And I'm going to agree to it. A second. They agree. We don't have to trade Daron Sharp. We do have to trade Dinwiddie, which is fine, though. So, OG Anunoby is a Brooklyn Net. Defensively, we just got much better. We could either move Mikal to the 3 or OG to the 3. Either way, Mikal's up to an 85, so I think it's easily we move Mikal there. And Cameron Johnson, he does go down overall, but I think moving him to the 4 is fine. Finney-Smith is going to be the guy we're going to move in the offseason, I think. So, I also want to fix secondary positions as well, so let's go ahead and do that. Since we're moving OG over. So OG, so let's do our secondary. So I'm going to move him. Shooting guard, of course, is going to be his secondary position. And then Hardenstein, I'm fine. Cameron Johnson, small forward. And then Osman is fine. Daron Sharp's fine. And then Derek Whitehead, will go shooting guard on him. So that's your rotation for the rest of the season. Trae Young, Mikal, OG Anunoby, Cameron Johnson, Claxton, Cameron Thomas, Isaiah Hardenstein, Finney-Smith, Jordan Nwora. I like it personally. I think this starting 5 is fantastic. Defensive around Trae Young is exactly what you'd want. Mikal Bridges, OG together as teammates is phenomenal. The only other thing I could do is upgrade the power forward spot in the future if the rest of the season still doesn't go well. 6 games under 500 right now. Hopefully the OG coming in, the defense is much better. We just go up and start to win more games. So Trae Young once again makes an all-NBA second team, and Claxton once again making an all-offensive first team. Again, Mikal Bridges makes it this year as an all-defensive second team representative, but unfortunately, despite all of that, we're still a play-in team, which I'm quite disappointed by. Really sucks to see that, but let's take a look at the player stats. So you had 31 from Trae Young, 25 from Mikal, 15 from Cameron Thomas, 13 from OG, 12 from Cameron Johnson, 8 and 10 and 2 blocks from from Claxton, 6 from Nwora, and then 5.5 from Dorian Finney-Smith. So hopefully get past Miami. We are going to get past Miami and get in the playoffs. Now, unfortunately for us, we run into the Celtics again. The odds of us beating Boston, I feel like, are very, very slim, but we'll give it our best old college try, and we are going to win 1 game. So Boston is too good. I did not expect to win. We got out of round 1 last year. Miami actually upset the 76ers again, so the 76ers as the first seed can't get out of the first round, I guess. Celtics, Timberwolves, and we are going to have the Timberwolves go on and win the championship. So looks like we need a little bit more. I love what we've done so far. LeBron James retires a Clipper, which is funny. But I love what we've done so far. As far as the draft lottery is concerned, I believe we traded all the picks. So Atlanta from that Phoenix trade, or from the Phoenix Suns, is going to end up with the 3rd. Wow. So we got Trae Young for the 3rd overall pick. Pretty brutal, but whatever. They also have the 17th pick via us, and Pelicans get number 1. So staff signing, I think I'm okay with moving on from Jack Vaughn and getting like a real head coach here. So Michael Stauffer, Ime Udoka. Wow, Ime Udoka would be phenomenal. Bring him to Brooklyn. Used to be an assistant here. Ime Udoka, welcome to Brooklyn, my friend. So that is going to be phenomenal. So Ime Udoka is our head coach. I want to make another trade. I want to make another big trade here. I want to be a contender next year. 2K does not take it seriously yet. We got to fix that. There's not a big trade we can make, I don't think. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to trade Dorian Finney-Smith, who's 32 years old, probably going to regress. We're going to go for Rui Hachimura instead from the Los Angeles Lakers. We're going to go ahead and accept that. That's going to just be an upgrade at our power forward spot. Rui might even have a chance to go up to an 80 overall, which is why we're also bringing him in. So I'm very happy with that first addition. And now it's just a matter of filling out the depth. I like my roster. I think we just need really good depth pieces, because I think we have a good enough foundation that we can go out there and be a contender in my mind. I think this team on paper could be a contender. I would love to maybe have a better power forward or center, I guess. That would be ideal, but we're not really in that spot right now. Hardstein and then forwards are great. Derek Whitehead is going to play this year, so we need to bring in some good guards in the most part. So Jose Alvarado, we're going to sign, I think, to start things off. And then Cameron Thomas, we're bringing back as well. So let's bring them back. So we're going to get both of them back, which is great. So that's going to be awesome. We needed both of them back 100%. Gary Payton, minimum contract as a third string guy. I'm cool with that. More defense, why not? And then Day'Ron Sharpe, if we can bring him back as well, I'm doing it. So Day'Ron Sharpe, that's also going to give us some salary that we can maybe use at the trade deadline if things still aren't going well and 2K still isn't a believer in us. But we didn't do much as I thought we would. We got Rui Hachimura, which is great. Derek Whitehead, I need him to take a massive leap, hopefully. So let's go player progression and see what he decides to do. So player progression, we're going to have Cameron Johnson down. Ojinobi is up, and then Claxton is up. Derek White up to a 79. Day'Ron Sharpe up to a 78. Payton is down, of course, but everyone else is going up, which is great. So, again, I love my roster. I think we are a sneaky contender. I think with like a final move at the deadline, I'm not even gonna load a draft class because that's how confident I am. Power ranking is gonna last at 30th. Wow, 2K is not loving this at all. They're like, nah, this team ain't doing nothing. So quite surprised by that, to be honest with you. Really shocked. But we have depth, and I think we can make a move at the deadline to change that. So proficiency 4.5, but somehow we just suck according to 2K. I don't get that. Whatever. I'll see you guys probably the deadline. Hopefully this season is going well for us. I think we have a really good team on paper. For whatever reason, the belief is not there. So we are starting the trade deadline, and once again, we're 24 and 26. For whatever reason, proficiency's 4.5. Things are going well. 2K just doesn't love the Nets. I don't know why. It's just not happening for them. So we need to make a big move here. I think our depth is fantastic, but I guess we're another big move away from being taken seriously in this game. So the big move I have, and it's clearly obvious. LeBron James is retired. We just took Rui Hachimura from them. The Lakers are selling. Anthony Davis is available. That's the home run move we got to take care of right now. Let's go get Anthony Davis on this squad. We got to do it. So that is who we're trying to shoot for at the moment. I think he'd be the most best ceiling raiser we could get. We should have salary to go ahead and match this trade as well. So let's see what we'd have to do. So I think we obviously have to include Claxton's $27 million. It's going to suck to lose him. He's been phenomenal, but obviously AD can do similar things to Claxton, plus provide really good offense. So Claxton is going to be the first part of this trade. We still need $20 more million in this trade. So it's either Rui, we give them back Rui, or we trade Cameron Johnson away. Either way, Cameron Johnson, Rui Hachimura, I mean, both of them are great. I'm going to throw Cameron Johnson in here. So Claxton, and then let's trade the Suns pick and this Nets pick, and let's see what they say to this. They aren't going to agree to it right away. I'll trade a 2030 first. They agree. We get Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis is our brand new center for the rest of the season. Rui Hachimura steps up at the 4. We didn't have to include Derek Whitehead as well. He's still here. So Anthony Davis with Mikal Bridges, Trae Young, OG, Rui Hachimura. That should be a contender in the East. If 2K is still trying to think this team is not good enough, then I am going to have a little bit of a problem with that. But hopefully that changes things around for us. 2 games under 500 right now. Let's see how the rest of the season goes after that move we just made. Proficiency, does it go up as well, by the way? Because I'm curious of that. And it's 4.5 still. So please go make the playoffs. So at the end of the season, we raise our ceiling up to the 4th seed in the Eastern Conference. We play Miami in round 1. But here are your rest of the season stats. 24 and 10 from Trae Young, 21.5, 12 rebounds and 2 blocks from Anthony Davis, 20.5 from Mikal, 13 from Cameron Thomas, 12 from OG, and 11 from Derek Whitehead, 9 from Rui Hachimura. So we get Miami in round 1. Of course, this is Miami without Dame. So they have Russell Westbrook instead. Tyler Hero, Jimmy Butler, and Bam. And then Zubac. Pretty solid team in Miami, but I've gotten this far that I don't plan on losing. And we're going to win game 1. Game 2 is going to go to them. Game 3 is going to go to them. Game 4, please do not go down 3. Bro, why are we going down? I accidentally meant to click some way through a game, and I did on accident. Okay, I was able to stop it somehow. Okay. Well, we have to come back from a pretty big deficit. I'm going to go ahead and shrink this bench utilization down as well. So let's see if we can win 3 straight. So we're going to start in Brooklyn for this one, and let's see if we can come back from 3-1 to the Miami Heat. And it's not looking good for us. I think no matter what I do with the Nets today, it's looking like whatever I do is not good enough. I don't know. I feel like this team is good, but 2K seems to disagree with that. We only went 44 and 38. I'll run it back one more year with the same team, and I kind of just want to see what 2K is going to do with it, because as I said, right now, it feels like whatever I do with Brooklyn, it does not like what I'm doing. I guess Trae Young was a mistake. I have no idea. Let's just let's just see how the next season goes. So at the end of this season, we only get the 6th seed in the East. So yeah, something with this Nets roster, 2K just doesn't believe in whatsoever. I don't know, something in the simulation is just it's not working out. I don't know if it's Trae Young is on the team and that's why they hate it. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, this team just does not have a great ceiling, apparently. Only won 46 games, if that, I believe. So we won, what, 45? Yeah, 45 games. So thought we could have been like a top 3 seed in the East, but instead we're the 6th seed. We play the Cavaliers, who no longer have Donovan Mitchell. They have Mobley, Darius Garland. So there's a good chance we lose this series. Again, I just don't think 2K is very fond of this Nets squad we threw together. Despite having a 4.5 balanced system and having a really good head coach and I think a really good roster, for whatever reason, things are not working. So I don't know why, but let's just go through this playoff. So game 1, we're down 1-0. We even it up 136 to 120. They're going to go up 2-1, and they're going to go up 3-1. So I guess the Nets are cursed, or Trae Young's cursed. It's either the Nets or it's Trae Young. I have a feeling it's Trae Young. They want to start Dariq Whitehead. I mean, we could maybe come back from 3-1, and it wouldn't matter, but obviously that's a huge hill to climb back from. So let's see if we can do just that. We got to win this game 5, though, if we want any chance, and we're not going to. So I guess that's how this video is going to end. Guys, what do you think? Is it Trae Young? Is it the Nets? I'm not sure. I'm a little confused about today's video. I thought we threw together, I mean, in my opinion, if you look at this team, I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, but I mean, it's kind of old, I guess. But this roster, AD, Trae Young, Mikal, OG, like that ain't doing something at all. Like 2K is not loving it at all. So don't know why. It's just for whatever reason, 2K did not love me or the Nets today, and the Rockets going to win the championship. So I'm ending it off on that note. Maybe 2K just hates me because yesterday's video was disastrous with the Kings, with all the injuries, and today just not good simming. We just weren't good at all. Never even got a top 4 seed, I believe. Maybe I did. I don't remember. But thank you guys for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Hopefully, you can bounce back in the next video. Whatever reason, today wasn't my day. Last 2 days really haven't been. But thank you guys for watching. I'll see you on the next one. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.